All right, let's get started. Oh, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I think I added more things here. Flipped. Right, the flipped thing. Now this is curious because I don't think we had that property. Let's check. Are you alive? Yes. Okay. Yeah, activates. I believe we have one up here. Oh, maybe I deleted that. Yeah, I think I had one over here, but maybe I deleted that. So, but I think, well, why did I? No, that should be fine. Let's see, we'll add is flipped. Save. Where is it? Here. And we can add one over here. And we'll say this is flipped. Not really sure how this will look though. Like that. I think. Yeah. But then also this I think might change. Let's spawn up here and see. But I don't know if that's gonna be showing up now because there's gonna be an error. Oh, it is there. Okay, cool. Sound is a little. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that's fine. I just wanted to have it there, so we don't. So it's there. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see. And then we had this one which connected to all of these. And although now becomes the problem because we added the flipped property that this doesn't really have. And now I need to redo all this crap. We have 4 different things, so yeah, that's a bit annoying, but it's not too much hassle. And it's not flipped. All right. So this one. That one. Now it would be nice to see like when you like. Okay, so first off, this episode I think I'm gonna do a little bit more on the editor because I want some more quality of life stuff in here. So for example, the thing we're looking at right now, like which ones is it connected to? So basically we could look at all entity references on the current selected entity and then highlight or outline those if they're shown. So we could highlight all of those references to see, okay, which ones are also here I would like to outline whatever is selected as well. So now this one is also selected. Okay, so that's everything. So now if we go in here, that one should be there. However, it does not. It's not gonna activate anything. I'll just implement that real quick. So this one should have an activate as well, which is an array. And now let's see, we have like activate. So if on activation or is it this one, handle state change? Yeah, it's happening in here. Oh man, maybe we should have state machines for these ones as well. Yeah, to replace like this whole system as well. I think I want to do that, but not this time though. But that's gonna be something. Pretty sure we'll call it like this. Yes. Okay, so if we go to activate. Okay. If yeah, if we go to activate, what we do is we say if is activation enabled, or if it's not enabled, we can return. But if it is enabled, we will go through all of our. Why am I not getting? Oh, there we go. Then we go through properties and activates, and this is like a amalgam of different things. Alright, just get, and we'll get the, well, this is not a bool, this is an array, but yeah, down there get, we get a, well, a list of something, references. So we will look through that, and now this is an entity reference, active. Deactivate. No, it's gonna be activate. Yeah. So we'll just activate the activities, and there we go. I think that should be everything that we need to do there. Okay. Or maybe it should happen when we are destroyed, actually. I think, yeah, there's a little like animation that goes on. When we are activated, there's an animation going on. And then we get destroyed when it's done. So I think maybe it's gonna happen when we're actually destroyed instead. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if this compiles. Yep. Now let's see if this works. There we go. That works. Alright, cool. And then we load back in and, well, the device, the explosive device are reset. Let's go to save. Why is that not loading in? And maybe there was an error. Okay, there's 2 leaks, but I don't see any errors. So why are they not loaded? Oh, also this is interesting now because if, yeah, there could be a bug here actually. If the state is not idle, which means it could be activated but not destroyed, and if you like save at that point, you have not yet activated the fogs of war, so they will actually be still not activated. So this should actually be is activated. I should say that it's equal to destroyed. I will rename you to is destroyed instead. And we only save it once it's destroyed because that's the point where it actually activates the other stuff. Okay. And that should be good. Is it something with the restoration then? That doesn't really work. What remove? Oh. It's over here somewhere. Destructible, explosive wall. Yeah, we just restore it. So if we go back to here and we say here, I mean, we can just not create it if the properties are, if it's destroyed. Is that how we're doing it here? No. But it seems unnecessary to have this if we're not creating it. Then again, I think, okay, there's a thing there when we save. What we're doing is we're looking at all the entities that is currently like alive or still exist. But if it doesn't exist, then we don't really do anything with it. That's fine though. Yeah, we could just not create it if it's destroyed, actually. Well, we don't know what the state is at this point though. Oh, yeah, okay. So why is this still there? Oh, if activation is enabled, we do this, right? We don't want to do all this. Well, we do want to do all this if it's strong. There we go. Okay, let's see now. There we go. Now it's gone. Okay, there we go. Cool. So, that's great. Now, yeah. So now what I want to do is I want to have some more quality of life stuff in the editor itself. Also, are these like restored when I... No, I might have exited there. So for one thing, well, what I was talking about there, if I select this, this has a bunch of connections to other entities, so it would be nice to sort of draw at least an outline around those entities. Now it could reference entities that is in another scene as well, but I think for those, I think we're not gonna do anything with that right now. But this one, yeah, that should be pretty easy to add and really pretty nice to have. And what else? Oh yeah, so when you actually select entities from this menu thing, it would be nice. For one, it would be nice if the entity was kind of highlighted as you hover over it. And also, when you click, you will also see which one is actually selected as well. It would also be nice, whoops, if there were other ways of also selecting the entity, like you could select maybe you can even drag from here onto the property or something. You drag it on there, because if you do this, you can clearly see which one it is, and maybe you want to do it like that from that instead. So yeah, we have a couple of different things. Also, another thing that I want to add is, you know, easily being able to rescale and position these things. So for example, this one is like, when you create a fog of war, you have to first, well, this is probably not gonna change, but first you have to do this. So that, now we have a fog of war. But it's just, you know, it's just like a 1 by 1 pixel. And then in order to resize it, you have to like put in manually the numbers here. So, and every time you do that, it kind of changes the position, or yeah, it changes sort of the alignment or whatever a little bit. So also you can see here, it's not exactly aligned onto the grid. So there's like a bunch of weird things going on with that. So, well, maybe for one, fixing that, whoops, issue. Also, yeah, when you're out here, if hovering above an entity, I wish to have also an outline so that you can see which one you're actually clicking on. Because right there, I had this one here, and then I clicked over here, I got the wrong thing selected. But also it would be nice to have like undo redo here, but that's gonna be a whole different thing. Not gonna tackle that, but I think having those sort of quality of life stuff will improve things a lot. So I'm gonna begin with this outline stuff, and I think I'm gonna begin with like the hover around entities, give you an outline. So let's do that, and we'll go to somewhere. Where would that be? Like layout scene, I think. And let's see. Yeah, so it should just be like draw selection boxes. Could be just drawing highlights. Which could happen in several ways. So we have one for mouse over highlight, entity highlight. We should have for selected or connected entities on selected entity, and that should be it there, I think. So for this one, we're gonna check. Let me do. We have the handle input somewhere. Handle input. Create. Oh yeah, we have two different tools now as well. That's right. It would be also nice to add like we have points that we can add, but it would be cool to add regions or areas and stuff as well. So here we have handle pool, input tool, select entity. Yeah, if we have a drag payload, we're not doing anything. I don't care about that. Here we're checking. If we click, we go through each entity to check if it collides. I mean, fine. That's sufficient. I think what we'll do actually is we'll create a convenience function here, which is like get hovered entity or something like that. I'm not sure what it will return here, but it's gonna be one of these maybe, or ID. Let's just do ID. And we need context, editor, and document. Alright, so we go through all this. If it's hidden, we continue as well. If this is inside, we will not select or do anything. We will say return. I mean, we could just return entity, I guess. Set drag start point. No, we don't do that here. And this will be like a nullable. Now, what is this type? This is like scene entity, I think. Oh man, I don't have format. Okay, I need to do this. Okay. Well, now we got like some LSP help at least. So now we can say if well, yeah, if get hovered entity get the entity out, then we will draw that thing, which is like should be something like this. Okay, draw entity box. There we go, and then let's also add a color so we can change the color. This could be, I don't know, yellow or something, so it's different from the selected entity. Alright, and here we can also do because we're not passing an editor in these functions apparently. Okay, but we do need editor, so let's just grab it there, I guess. Entity box. Yeah, so here we can say draw entity box instead. And the color is white. There we go. Okay. Just double checking if we draw somewhere else. There we go. Connected entity on selected entity. Yeah. So now we should be actually drawing those. Let's just fix the rest of this stuff. Okay, you don't need this, so let's get rid of that. Okay, let's see if it runs. Why is this not working? Hello, Abbreviated. How's it going? Can I see where your game is at now? Sure. Just gonna start this up here. I've been improving sort of the foundations a little bit. Here's the map. I'm not sure if you've seen this. This is in the editor, so where you can go to like different sort of places here. And here's like the starting position. What does the task buffer do in NeoVim? This one. This is a plugin called Overseer, which is really nice. You can start a command and it will show up as an entry here. So now what I've done is I've mapped. So if I go to my session, so I've mapped. Yeah. So this is how you could use it. Like you map a well, I mapped a key press here and just run this, and then you can run whatever command you want, and it shows up in this list here, and then you can see it also saves the logs, so you can look at the logs and stuff. So yeah, it's really nice. Especially in Zig when the LSP also is not really working with you sometimes. It's nice to see like the compilation results as well. But let's see, I can show you I'm not sure if you've seen like the devices and stuff. I'm gonna go over to my save. Actually, I can just remove my save file, and we'll go over here. Here we go. And oh, I need to actually go and grab the sort of the upgrade here to get this thing. But yeah, it's coming along a little bit. I need to, well, there, you know, I still think that I'm not sure like how much the scope is gonna be, but it's just fun, you know, adding things here and there, and continuing to improve. Oh, you've actually made an effort with how the monsters look. Oh, thank you. Five-legged purple-haired monsters look polished. I mean, if you think so, that's great. I mean, I have spent a bunch of time doing them, but I wouldn't call myself like a graphics person. Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm bad at also judging if it looks good or not. So, okay, here's like you get this upgrade, and now you can activate these things, machines. I would say I would like to improve like the walking animation on the. Whoops! Well, I blocked that. On those things, but now when I have this activation thing, you can go over here, and I can activate this. It will blow up, and now I can go through. But since yeah, it goes back here because it's not restored, I guess. Wait, it shouldn't actually come back. Yeah, that's a bug. But now I can go back here. The white floater guys look raw, but I thought the rawness is intentions is just development. Yeah, it is. They are very quick. I just wanted to have something to get some kind of feel out of it. They should be playing the animation. I don't really. Yeah, I think something is wrong with those. They should be playing animation there while flying around. And I can go down here and look at this. I'll gotta deal with this guy first here. Okay, now Twitch keeps pausing the stream. Okay, I'll try and fix this because I know that Twitch is like very finicky about the frame rate, I guess. I'm gonna say let's do like 5,800 bitrate maybe, because OBS is laying itself like kind of below, or I mean above whatever I set, so I have to sort of home it in. Is it better now? Oops, and now I reveal the thing. But I can just do this. I can go over here, let's go to the save, and we will say Disable restore on explosive wall and fog of war. Yeah, I lowered the frame rate as or the bit rate a little bit because Twitch has been complaining about that. Okay, but now we have this device here, and I can activate it, and it will reveal the rest of the map here. So yeah, I'm thinking of instead of it fading in, I want to have like some sort of, you know, more 8-bit animation to it, but we'll see how that will look. Like, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna have a fog of war there. However, over here, you can destroy these to reveal another place here as well. And we have chests. We have oh yeah, so we have also like all these different like item screens, ingredients, usable items. Oh yeah, you can set a usable item, and you can use it. So here's like a healing potion. Here's the upgrades. Wait, there's 3. There's double jump. This one, and what's the last one? I don't remember actually. And then we have like a quest item. Yeah, so it's you know, it's taking shape. Yeah. So it's nice. Also, the editor also, you know, improves over time as well. So let's see. So the highlight thing here doesn't really work. I need to fix that. So what's next? Well, now this stream I thought about improving the editor a little bit, adding like outlines when you hover over entities so you can see which one you're kind of gonna select. Also, this guy is like connected to a bunch of different other entities, because when you kill it or destroy it or activate it or whatever, these are like fogs of war entities that gets activated when this is activated. So it's kind of linked up to all these in this list over here. So all of these are the fogs of war kind of things. But I want to have so that when you click on or when you select this, all of those are gonna get highlighted so you can see which one is selected or connected to this device. And it would also be, you know, helpful over here, so you can click on this and it will show that this is the thing that is selected there. For the game, I mean, I don't know, I think, oh yeah, I also did the boss. I'm not sure if you've seen the boss fight. I'm pretty much done with the actual sort of gameplay aspect of it. I need to do like the graphics, animations and stuff for that, but yeah, and then connecting up, sort of, you know, entering the boss room, having some sort of scene at the start, then the boss fight, and then afterwards what's gonna happen. I mean, I have the sort of the basic layout of the map as well, but I'm thinking like most of the rooms are kind of feels too small, so I think I'm gonna sort of expand on them a little bit, and yeah, and then there's like I need to connect things up to match whatever idea I had at the start. I need to add more puzzles to the sort of dungeon that we have up here as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on that I want to do. Also fleshing out like the village, adding some because now we have the means of adding like quests and things like that. So and shops and stuff like that. Adding more like item types, more usable items, stuff like that. What kind of puzzles? Well, this is like one puzzle that we have right now. So it's like very simple right now. It's like when you get this device that you can activate things with. So over here there's a door, and then you can't activate this because it's like too far away. So you have to activate this one, move it over there, and now you can activate it. So that is just an example of like very simple puzzle. But this is the first, dungeon, so it's gonna be very simple. I don't want the puzzles to be too hard because that's gonna put people off and stuff. I don't know, but yeah. So kind of like these kind of puzzles, and I'm gonna add more types of machines as well to have more, I don't know, more like different puzzles. I'm not sure. I need to add more. Well, I need to do more with the puzzles, like getting, like how could you like build on this to create more advanced puzzles is, I guess, the question. What about architectural tasks? Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you can see here, before there's no background now, but before I had like a default background that showed on every screen, but I decided to remove that because I want to do instead build in the backgrounds into the tile maps instead. And yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of more like tile maps. Also, these tiles I'm not happy with. So I have to I think I'm gonna like rework them a little bit as well. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to do, but one step at a time. So yeah, right now, why is that not working out? Is the question. So I hope that answers some of your questions. And then I want to do more stuff as well. I'm not sure. Like, I want to complete sort of the first area. That's my goal. Until I'm like happy with that, because I don't want. I'm very careful about scope creep and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna set a deadline either, because then it feels like, okay, then it's like, well, if you don't reach the deadline, then you failed, basically. So that's not the point of this project. The point is to learn about game programming and maybe get a nice game as well. So it's not really, I don't really have to set a deadline. But I'm also very wary about thinking like too much out in the ether to grab like ideas and trying to do everything at once. I am thinking about like adding some sort of more unique gameplay element that has to do something with magic or something with like some mystical thing. But yeah, that's I don't know. I'm still like working out the foundations of this whole project and finding like good ways to actually implement everything as well. Which I did do a very nice upgrade to the monster system and the boss system. So that was very, very nice. Like a state machine system in there. But or architectural tasks? Do you mean architecture? Do you mean in the code or in like the game world? Because I think I tried to answer both of those. yeah, code or mechanics, but yeah. So well, I can show you here. Let's show like a monster. So here is an example of a state machine that I recently sort of implemented. So before it worked a lot differently. Before we had like a governing system that governed all of the different monster types, and you know, at select points it would call different functions, and it was just a big old mess of spaghetti code basically. But now each monster is basically governing their own they govern their own sort of behavior, and we're using a lot of like helper functions to condense it into this. So this is basically you know, the 5-legged purple dude. This is the entire behavior of that. I mean, it's a very simple monster, but we have the initial state, which is like a spawning in state. So when you get close enough, like first when it spawns, or first when that monster like exists or whatever, it hasn't really spawned in yet, until you're close enough, then it spawns in. So that's what this is doing here. And then we set the state, when we spawn, we set the state to walk, and then for walk, and then walks is just some default behavior, which is like we're checking if we're dead, and we're checking if we have taken damage, and that will sort of apply some default behavior there. So it's basically getting each monster now controls everything that is happening to the behavior, instead of having a governing system that is doing everything. So now it's a lot easier to go in and change a monster. If we want to change this monster to do something else, it's very easy, because you just go in here and you can add a new state. If you want to add an attack, we can just add an attack state and we'll handle whatever we need to do there. So yeah, it's very simple and nice. What is dot curly braces? So that is like an empty struct value. It's like these things are, so this, we call this function, we pass in the context, and this is the animation, and then we can supply like options, but we don't have options, so we just have an empty object with no options set. But we can set options here, so we can do like, if we want the animation to be looping, or if we want the animation to start or not start. Hello Con, how's it going? Welcome. Can monsters interact with the map or other monsters? Not really. I mean, the only interaction, I guess, is moving around the map. I am going to figure out that's actually a good point. I was thinking about actually adding that for a secret sort of interaction, that you can sort of you know, find secrets based on, you know, certain monsters having different abilities. Where is this monster? This guy. Now this guy has a way more complicated state machine here, but this guy is like jumping around, and what we want to do is we want to say that, okay, if it's like blocked by a wall or something, it's gonna try and jump over that wall or jump over like an obstacle. Right now it just, you know, it goes randomly from place to place. I'm experimenting with JS callbacks right now. Alright, nice. That's like one of the strong points of JavaScript, I would say, because defining functions and passing functions around is like one of the easiest thing you can do in JavaScript. It's so it's like built for doing that, basically. Almost like it's one of the strong suites of JavaScript, I would say. Because it automatically captures the context, like you can use local variables where the function is defined, and you will automatically capture those, and you can pass that function around and pass it in somewhere else. It's really nice, actually. Unlike in Zig, where you can't do that at all. I mean, you can sort of. You can make a struct that like you can set the variables, I guess, on the struct and then use that. But yeah, it's not really the same thing. Yeah, why is so? Okay, yeah, I think I know why this is happening. Let's go to draw. Yeah, we're not calling this. That's the problem. We should draw the highlights. That should actually happen like after, I think. Or maybe not. No, let's do it before. Okay, let's see how this is going. 636. But abbreviated, I forgot. Did you have any, or were you also, did you program in C++ or? Let's see. Okay. I used to a while ago. Okay. So what are you doing now then? Let's see. Document C, persistent data, the scene entity. Found this. Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay. Well, let's return that. Else. Well, not else. We'll return null here. There we go. Good JS has been fun so far, honestly. I really want to know it for the future. Alright, nice. It's a bit of mishmash lately. I'm rewriting a JS web server in Prolog. Oh. Wow. How's that going? Interesting. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now we can see this. Nice. That is infinitely. That feels like infinitely better already. And you can see here that it's selected. I can hide it. Okay, cool. Okay, that's one thing. Now I want to also highlight the things that are connected to an entity, basically. So what we can do is go to scene document, make a convenience function here, which would be get connected entities or something like that. Or referenced would be probably be a better word. Now I would like to cache this in the future, but I'm not gonna do that right now. The server is there, but I'm planning to backward incompatible changes now. So okay, so have you written many servers in Prolog? Like how does that process work? Is it does it work very well? Like, do you think that it works well? This is my first. Oh, okay, nice. New prologue, but never did any that faced the outside world. We had written rule engines before, and what we're doing is very rule driven. Okay. Interesting. I mean, yeah, it's very interesting because I would approach it by like maybe writing a wrapper that is the server or something, and then the logic. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad take. I don't know. I initially thought of using logic and within JS, but I couldn't get it to work well enough. Okay. I also looked at that once. Like, which one did you use? I think I was looking at like Tau, I think it's called. But I have honestly not that much experience in those kind of languages. But it's really interesting. I would like to get more because it's a cool concept, and there's a lot of concepts in there that I'm like not familiar with. Like whatever it's called, splitting, or yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm just what are we talking about? Get reference entities. Yeah, so and we get entities out here. This is probably gonna be pointers. All right, so let's make a list. Of entities. Now you are that. But the API itself is supposed to be very thin. Okay. So I didn't want to be very thin Prolog layer and very thin JS layer. Once I figured out how to create a REST API in Prolog, I just retired the JS API. Oh, cool. And it would be cool if like that would be a nice, if it works well. I would be interested to see like an example, because I am a web developer as my job. When I'm not doing this. So was it hard to get it like working? But you said you had experience in Prolog. It's just a rule engine. Like to get the server and everything. So Prolog, but is it like a modern logic programming language? I'm not that well versed in those, but it's not modern. Okay. Because I was thinking like there should be like a modern version of those on some kind of language, and I kind of scared about that, because using like an old language is like then becomes the problem with tooling and yeah, solving issues on new machines and stuff. Okay, and then we do 2 on slice. We need an allocator. Okay, so we'll go through. Oh yeah, we need a starting point. We need well, we need a starting point here. Maybe we could just do this. There's a company that does what I prototyped. Okay, it's written in Clojure and versions all the entities you store automatically, so that makes my work even simpler. So for the next April I can get some budget to pursue that instead of having this proprietary Prolog solution. I've never actually used Clojure either. Let's see. I don't know that much about it. Oh, it's Lisp in Java. Okay. Oh yeah. But that's also kind of old now, right? I mean, almost all programming languages that are used are kind of old right now, but except for Zig, but that's not really used that much. What do I want to do? So I want to go through all the entities. No. Yes. Well, no. I want to go through the properties. Where did I store that actually? Oh yeah, entity type custom property. Okay, yeah. If I mean we can do this. If entity type is not equal to custom, we return an empty thing. However, then you don't free it though. But this maybe that works anyway. Yeah, if it's empty, it should work. Because allocate, I think free actually checks if the size is 0, it doesn't do anything. Zig is 2016. I mean, it's not. I mean, it hasn't released the first sort of, the full version. Is what I mean. It's not even. It's still like. I would say it's still like maybe alpha, maybe because there's like a huge amount of breaking changes. Still. I don't know. Like I wouldn't call it released, at least. It's usable, but you have to live with a lot of a lot of breaking changes all the time. 2005 though I would classify as getting old, getting there. Okay, and now we go through entity type, custom properties. Yeah, we need to like recursively find everything here. So this would be I mean, we could implement it on these directly. I guess. Property. Like, well, yeah, I mean, we could do this, like, find entity references. Indicator. And this would give us, I guess this would be like this type instead. Two 2005 is considered old now. I think so. The world is moving forward. I don't know. I just called it right now. Yeah. Okay, this I'm just gonna do like this inline else and find entity references. Well, this is gonna be no. We just yeah, we just pass it along here. There we go. Right. So now each one would implement their own version. But I guess it kind of feels strange that we would have it on these types. I think I would probably say that if it's any of these, we will say the empty. Otherwise, we have that we find it. So this is actually nice because now we're saying that. Okay, we should also add this one because that one doesn't have it. Because even though we have an else here, we still, if we add a new case, either it's gonna have this function, or if it doesn't, then there's gonna be a compiler error here. So we still, you know, catch that case, which is nice. But if we're an object or array or this, then we should have an implementation. There we go. And so let's start here. We don't need an allocator. We can just, well, actually, do we need an actually, yeah, let's Con, is it that because... Okay, you were born at that point, but you weren't that old. I was gonna say that you weren't born yet, but... I mean, basically. Alright, this is kind of stupid, but it's just to adhere to the pattern that we have. So if this is the one thing, we just return ourselves there. Then we have, what else? Arrays and objects. Yeah, objects, arrays. Actually, let's put you here. Alright, so we don't know the size. So what we will do is we will loop. I mean, we have to loop through. Right, but this is an array. We have to loop through items. Dot items. What? Wait. Items is an array list. Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, I don't remember anything. I don't either. Yeah, but this should be like dot items. Okay, the LSP doesn't understand what's going on. But anyway, we get the item here. And now this is a property. So we will have like a dynamic list there. I mean, we could do like an array list of empty references. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we just append slice. And this would be like item find references. And then we return to on slice. Allocator, catch on original. Okay. So that will recursively go into every property, find the thing, append that slice to our result, and then we can return this whole thing. Alright. And we're gonna do something similar with the object as well now. Where is that? Here's the object. And we can do the iterator, I guess. I don't really need the iterator. We need to like get the keys, or just the values. I mean, this is a string array hash map. Yeah, array hash map. So we can use, since it's an array hash map, we can just say fields. Wait, yeah, fields. Fields.map.values. There we go. Basically the same thing as the array, just a different source. Let's just rename it to property. All right, now, did we add this on the actual property itself? No. So we'll do that. You are a property, and we will return property. Yeah. Also, I need to make sure this is called, this is property array, and this is object. There we go. Okay, are we compiling? No. Okay, yeah. So now we can do this one, except, well, yeah, I mean, I guess we could have a convenience basically for this. We can do get. Wait. I forgot about an important detail here. So whenever we append the slice, this, we need to actually get this. But then we need to deallocate it as well. Free this. Because otherwise there's going to be a whole bunch of memory leaks. All right. And I think that was everything we needed to do there. Okay, so we'll get the references, and there we will call edit type custom properties dot find. Why does it stop there? Find what did I call it? Entity references. Allocator. Alright, so that's the references. We will defer and free those. Okay. Now we can go through all, now we have all the references. We can go through them and see which one is, I mean, we could just say which one is corresponding to this scene and filter out the ones that are not. If scene ID is not equal to self get ID dot ID, we continue. Otherwise, we will append. How do I print in JS without doing new line? That is a very Googleable question. Sorry, I can't remember on the top of my head. There might be some kind of way to write I mean, the console log will always put endline, but there is a way to do it. I just don't remember how. Is it in Node or in the browser? Because the browser doesn't really make sense. I guess it's in Node. List append allocator. We want to append, yeah, just the reference. Well, actually, we need to get the scene entity first somehow, using the reference ID, and then we append that. So this would be like get entity by ID. There we go. So there's a whole bunch of lookups and allocations and frees going on here. And it's all gonna happen every frame. We'll see how much that will cost, but probably not that much if there's not that many like entities. But I think we have our function here now. Also, this returns a pointer, yes, but it might not exist. If it doesn't exist, I guess we'll just forget about it. Get over the entity. Right. So this is draw mouse over highlights. Now we need draw connected or draw referenced entities highlights. Let's just get the editor here. Alright, so we'll grab referenced entities, which is going to be C document, get referenced entities, allocator, and the entity, right? Okay, yeah. So if we, okay, selected entity, it's gonna be get, no, oh yeah, because, okay. I guess, okay, I guess we'll do this then for each one. Now, is that a pointer? I think so. Yes. So we can pass that in. Okay. We will free those. But now we can use it. So now we can do for each referenced entity. We get an entity out, and we can say draw entity box, and what color will this be? I don't know, green, orange. Console has standard outstream attached. You can call right. Oh, nice. Entity type. Wait. Entity type property. Okay, here we go. Value of type just ignored. Oh, yeah. Return. There we go. Scene document 390. Optionals not support access field. Okay, yeah. Wait, it says which one is optional? Is it scene ID? Is that optional really? Oh yeah, because it might not be set. Okay, so if it's not set, then we just continue. If, and then we also get this. This could also be null, I think. No field name ID. View your ID. Expected pointer found const. Oh, because self needs to be a pointer. Okay, let's see. Ta-da! There we go. Now we can see all the things that are connected there. Nice. Would be nice if they could be, yeah, select or shown here as well. But it's a start. Cool. And if we go, so now it's a lot easier to, like, let's say you're designing a puzzle or something, and then you have a bunch of these toggle things, and it's gonna be like, okay, I have to check which one is which and stuff. Now you can see, okay, this one's connected to here. We don't have backwards references. That would be something that would be nice to have as well, but this is like a really nice thing. And you can see here, this is connected to that, this is connected to that. The boss, here's a little bit more intricate thing. This is connected to that. This is connected there. The rest is not connected in here. This is also connected up here. Okay. Nice. Okay. What next? Oh yeah, so it would also be really, really cool and nice, but this is going to be the hardest thing now in this session probably, to actually implement like resizing controls, resizing with the mouse. That is gonna be Actually, I'd done that before in like a long time ago. In like I made like a HTML5 sort of, almost like yeah, it was an editor, and you could add like different elements and change the properties and stuff and styling, and I had like multiple select. You could scale, you could rotate, you could move and stuff, layers. But that was a long time ago. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, I guess it would be something like we just have some area here. We define different like areas that goes around this rectangle, and depending on which one you're at, we will show like a cursor, different cursor, and we would have like a drag hook. Yeah. And then you have to think about, okay, if you drag from here, you have to change the position and width and height as well. If you hook here, you don't have to change the position, but well, if the position is based on the top left, if it's based on the center, then you don't have to change the position at all when you do it like that. Actually, how can you actually change the... I mean, I would guess yes, but can you change the cursor in like Raylib or ImGui or something? So let's try that. Layout scene. Draw mouse over highlight. If we have that, then we draw this. Could we also then, since we know we have one, could we also do set mouse cursor to I don't know, let's try and move. So either it exists in this version, or I don't have it. But okay, there is something here. No member named move. Is it capital? Do they stray from the convention just this once? No. What is it called then? Move. Does this work? Hang on. Zig standard meta field names. Yeah, that is a thing. I mean, okay, now we just do this. Runtime value. What? Wait, why am I not getting this? What do you mean runtime value? Comp time keyword forces comp time evaluation. Yes. It's supposed to be comp time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, since I can't LSP, the LSP is broken basically. I can't do anything. So, and it might be my fault. So I'm not gonna harp on that too much. But you can do stuff like this, which is a nice, well, nice, but you can do this to kind of fix it, so to speak. Okay, so we got like hand. Let's do like hand and what else? Arrow did exist. Okay. There you go. There you go. Cool. Okay. And what else? Yeah. So now we can set different things. So that's nice because that will give us a very nice indication of what is going on. So I will probably set that somewhere. Would that be part of draw? I don't know. I will just have a function there that will do that, so we don't get like different kinds, maybe. Actually, whatever. No, let's just have the order decide. This happens first. Although, how would we know? Okay, so what we're gonna do is first we're gonna say set mouse cursor to arrow. So that kind of resets it, and then any other function would set it to something else. So we don't have to have these else clauses. There we go. And then we just keep the order correct, so it will draw the correct thing. Okay. Well, now we need like those anchor points and stuff. Do we just draw the little anchor points themselves, maybe? We could do that. Draw entity box. Yeah, we can draw entity box. We can also draw entity anchor points. So here's the rectangle. Nice. Now we just need to draw some small boxes around. So let's do these ones. And the rectangle, well, now that's gonna be different. This is gonna be, so that's a Rayleigh rectangle. Let's just make this like mutable, maybe? No. We're gonna have 4 different points. Let's just make those and loop through them. And we'll draw the thing in there. And we'll do like point rect. It's gonna be like point x, point y, and I guess, I don't know, width height 4x4 or something. And this is the point rect. And we'll do color white. Okay, let's start there. So the first point is gonna be, so I'm not sure if the rectangle is, no, that has to be like top, x and y is top left, right? So actually this would be like -2 as well. Okay. So the first one would be like just 0, 0. And rect width, rect height, and there. Okay, so now we should be drawing that. If we have an entity here, but we should, if we have one selected, should be here. Draw anchor points. There's always something. Maybe to resolve comp time value. What? Okay. Oh, we get something. But it's yeah. We're not doing the offset correctly. Also, they looked very small. Maybe I'll ramp that up. Let's create some sort of size. And let's add this also. Or we could add it directly now. That should be fine. I mean, you could also say like 1, 1, 1, 1 here, and then scale it by the width and height here, but whatever. Okay. Let's try that. Also, I might want to have it solid instead of... There we go. Now we got some things drawn out there. Actually, we could do this. We could say point rect. Get a little border. -2. And then draw rectangle solid. I'm not sure if it's called that. I guess we'll find out. Nope. What about just draw rectangle? Expected 5 on, okay. What about X? No. Okay, I have to look up the cheat sheet. Draw rectangle rec. Okay. Wait. Okay, yeah. Draw rectangle rec. No, I don't need this. There we go. I mean, you don't really see the border. Oh, and it also scales, which it shouldn't do. So the size, right, so the size needs to... Okay, yeah. So let's do like 4 over the zoom. And we'll see how that looks. That was kind of what I was going for before, but... Okay. So that's... I think the size is like preserved, but it looks a bit weird. Oh, I think it's because of the inner rect. Let's just forget about this inner rect. Let's just do the solid point rect with white. But it looked like it sort of disappeared as well. No, now it looks good. Except I want it to be a little bit larger. Okay. Something like that. Cool. Now comes the thing where we want to have also the mouse cursor changes. We also need the actual functionality of resizing, but one step at a time. So, I guess in here we could sort of look for if the mouse is within this rect. well, this might not work, but is point in and direct. So here's the mouse position. Why do I need this? So we get the mouse position and wait, yeah, that's the camera though. We don't really need. No, yes, we need the camera. So this is kind of weird because the camera. We're discounting the zoom, but we still want to keep the offset. No, but we already have, like, we have the rect. Yeah, we have the rectangle in sort of camera coordinates. Yeah, so this will give us the world position. And then we don't have an entity, we have a rectangle. And then we just check. This, which takes a point, which is not this. Well, this is gonna be like this, and then the rect. Oh, we do need context. Fine. Now we're back here and we're gonna check if mouse is inside rect. We need editor camera and rectangle, which is gonna be the point rect. Actually, we do need the camera thing. Okay. Raylib. I know that Raylib does have some camera shenanigans where you can get like a point. Maybe the mouse convenience for doing this, but yeah, I'm not gonna look it up right now. Okay, if it's there, then we set the cursor to whatever cursor we're gonna have. And it's gonna depend on the point here. Now we could do this. So this is the top left. We could make a tuple here and say first is the point, and then we have like the cursor. So I have to do this again. To get the name, but this is going to be like resize northwest or something, and resize northeast. And this is southwest. And this is southeast. There we go. And then here you can say point is that, and so you can do multiple because they're tuples. So you can do like first you get the point and then you get the cursor. So you're kind of deconstructing the tuple here. And then if we're inside there, we could say, wait, that's not, it's Z. That's right. Oh, and now this is not a, this is a struct with cursor as well. And you, here we say set mouse cursor to the cursor. There we go. All right, now let's see what the magic box will say. 96. Enum has no member name. Yes, that's why I want to see what it says. Here we go. So we got resize. Okay, so it's called resize northwest. No. Northeast, south. Okay, so it's like a this is, which one is this? Northeast. And this is south east and southwest. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. It has like both of them. Both directions. And now it's complaining because we have this compile log. There we go. All right. Well, it's not really working. Does it work like at the origin or something? No. Okay. Well, there's probably something bad happening here. So let's look at this. Let's think about this. Get mouse position. I mean, we're passing in the camera, so we're kind of, I think we're inverting. We get the mouse position. It gets inverted by the camera. So we should now be in world coordinates. Because this is the same function we use for the entities. However, we also draw things. Yeah, but that's using the camera as a transform, so is there something weird going on? with that, maybe. Jotson. No problem. Go ahead. I'm gonna probably... I'm probably gonna quit here soon. I won't be completing this feature now anyway, but... because I need to do some other stuff as well. But yeah, thank you for joining. See you later. It's nice of you to say that. Okay. What's going on with Jotson? Let's see. Yeah. I am going to... I think after this project I'm gonna try Godot. Would be cool to try something like that sometime. But I'm still gonna keep on working on this foundation here because it is... I am able to build other games with this as well. It's not only for this game. So the idea is to have it be, you know, expanded upon and used for other things. I really don't care for the engine, so visual things can be easy to watch. Yeah. That is true. I mean, I guess these streams are also a lot for the programming in Zig, which is, you know, it's different niches, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna call it here in a moment. Just need to figure this out here. Still nice to see steps of progress and join it. Yeah. I've been thinking of doing more like videos, but it just takes so much time to do those, and I feel like it's not really worth it right now. It's like I would rather just work on the engine, or you know, work on the game, and get somewhere. But yeah, thank you for following, and yeah, this hopefully this is gonna keep on going and maybe get somewhere in the future. We'll see what happens. Collision på det. Okay, maybe I'll look for the official function for like mouse position for like a camera position. Camera. Hang on. There it was. Well, you can't see here, but I will show. Okay, so here we got, this is like the camera beginning 2D, blah, 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 blah. Wait, where did I see it? Did it disappear? Oh, here we go. Get, what the hell is this? Define, get mouse ray, get screen to world ray. Come on, for previous, Get screen to world ray. I mean, it's like, it's a vector. Get a ray trace. Oh, you get a ray. Get a ray trace from screen. Okay. Here you go. Get world to screen 2D. I think that's what I want. Yep. And so we're just gonna do like point is equal to get world to screen or is it world to screen actually? It might be the other way around. Get screen. No, I want screen to world. (2D) and then the position is gonna be get mouse position, I believe. And then the camera, that's right. And then we're checking the collision of this point or this to this rect here, which should be in world coordinates. But this, okay, the size might be wrong though. I'm gonna try and zoom in to see if that solves the issue. Details. Oh yeah, sorry. This whole thing is. All right, there we go. Okay. I mean, I would probably sort of extend that a little bit, but it does work. Yeah, it even works when zooming in and zooming out. Okay, cool. And I mean, we could also add anchor points for left and right, up and down as well. Let's see if we can just quickly fix this last thing, and then I'll be gone. And we will not paint you red. We will do this. And we will add some more points. We will have the north point. Let's actually just do this 0.5. It's so much easier to see, I think, what's going on. And then we have to scale it here instead. So we'll do .x times width times height. All right. Alright, we'll have this. This will be... What is the convention here actually? It's like north first. So this is at the top. So this would be like north-south. This is at the right. So west-east or east-west. And this is north-south again. And we move over, and then this is east-west or west-east, depending on how they define it. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now the last thing is also I want to expand on those points a little bit if we're gonna check for this rect. So I want to sort of scale that rectangle. Is there now a like function for that, like on the rectangle or something? Color structs. I'm searching for rectangle class. I mean, sure. Wait, this isn't a class. A class. Where's the Zig version? Give me the Zig version. Rectangle bounds. I wish the LSP worked, because then you can just use that. Wait, here we go. Okay. No convenience function for scaling. Okay, how would we want our scale to work? I think it's like we want X and Y to decrease, height and width to increase. So I'm gonna say scaled like mouse collision rect. Let's just say point rect X, and we will subtract mouse MC size factor or scale. I would say scale it by 2 for starter. So this would be like MC half point rect. Well, it's gonna have the same it's gonna be a square, so and then width plus half, no, width, so the width will be plus times 2. I mean, it's gonna be, yeah, sure, why not? Like half. Right, now we're looking for this one instead, just so we have a little bit, you know, larger area to select when we are getting this collision here. So it's way easier to find this and grab it and do that. I think we could even go a little bit further actually. Let's do like times, we double it again. Now there might be an issue if you're like too zoomed out, but then I guess you have to zoom in. Oh, it doesn't actually work. Huh? Wait, what's going on here? No. Wait, that's not correct. Half is over 2, but then we also scale by the size. There we go. But then this will be, whoops. Yeah, now we get much more area, I think. And then if we try to scale this up even more, it should be even larger. Yeah, that feels way better. Yeah. Okay, so next thing is to have so you can grab onto this and resize it. And it's not that far away actually to do that. I mean, we have these convenience functions now. So where do we actually, I think we do like in handle input. Well, let's do this first. Let's move these guys. I think I want to move this into maybe a function. I mean, that's just the resize anchor points. They hang out here and be what they are. And then we also have a way to sort of calculate this, which is resize anchor mouse collision rectangle. So we would get a point. That's the, so this would be the anchor point. It could also just be like an index or something. I'll just do this actually. We'll make this into a struct. We'll put you in there. You are now a resize anchor point. You return a rectangle. This is now a resize anchor point. we will just say this is size is 6. I will just say that this is 6 times 4, so it's like 24. So we get rid of that. Okay, so we get the point. We have that. The point rect we don't have. We don't really need a point rect though. We just need like, yeah, this is just gonna be that, and then this is just gonna be the point x, point y, and then this is gonna be still also point x, point y. Except no, that should be good, and I will return that. Okay. Now we can just say mouse collision rect. I will call this get, so we don't think that is actually resizing something. Okay. What else do we want to do? Let's see. So yeah, so now we can, well, I'll put the function here just because it's close. Well, okay. I'm just thinking about how to do this. I have to go down and check the handle input stuff, because that's where we kind of handle sort of clicking and doing stuff with that. So here, for example, we have like move entity, and we're checking, do we have like a drag start point? Yeah, so we can do these things. And the payload. So right now this is only used for like dragging entities around. I guess the payload could still be like the entity, but we are like doing a different action. We're not moving it, we are resizing it. So actually we could add here, we could add resize entity as well, which is basically the same thing, I guess. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. But we resize instead. And then we will basically do the same thing. We will get the drag start point if we have one. We're checking if we're dragging, if we're holding down left. Otherwise we release, I think. No, if we're not dragging, we're doing this. And we're also checking if we should set drag to true. As if we have like a drag start point. Right, so at this point we're already sort of dragging something around. Well, we have a starting point, so the mouse button has been put, but but we might not have started the actual drag because there's a little bit of leeway before you actually start a drag action, which is like 5 pixels here. And then let's see, but then we are holding the left button here. As long as we're holding the left button, we're doing something there. Otherwise we cancel out of this. This should be the same thing. So basically the only thing that changes is in here. And I mean, in order to sort of not copy this functionality, what you could do is you could have a function where you put in like an enum or something that is the action that you want to take, and based on the enum value you call different functions from in here. But anyway, that's do I want to do that now? Okay, let's just do that now. Drag action, and so we have like move and resize. And so let's create a new function that is like input and then like drag action, and we will also put a drag action here, and well, I guess that depends on from where you start the drag though, but that's fine. They could be either be determined here or outside, I guess. I'll just call this like dragging. Wait, no, I don't have. And then the based on what we're doing here, I think, yeah, we have selected entities. That should be fine. Position. So this would be like apply drag action on entity, and then we have some sort of drag action. We have drag start point. What else do we have? Position, get mouse position. Start point and the mouse position. And how do we determine the drag action? I'm not sure. Drag action is something. Get drag action. And we will just say drag start point. I think this is a float point vector there, and this would be a drag action. Alright, so we need to check if, well, okay, there's different types of resizes also. There's those, yeah, there's these ones. Okay. And so I guess we will loop through the resize anchor points. Wait, didn't we have like get? Oh yeah, but that's when we actually have one point here. So point is something, and then the cursor is something else. Okay, but now actually where is that thing? Here. These guys, we could actually do now oh my god, how long has this been up? What is it? Meta string to enum. Is this returning a yeah, it returns a I need a type as well. Yeah, of course, the type is drag action. There we go. Yeah, so let's do resizing points. Yes, so what we'll do is we'll say, well, we get this and we say if get, well, we get the rect. So there's the rect. And then we'll check this. So we do need like the camera. I think. It depends on the start point, maybe. No, we check if the if that is inside there. No, if the drag start point, but it does it depends if the drag start point is okay. Set get mouse position. Okay, so that is in world coordinates already. So so that is that. You need a camera. No, you don't need a camera. So everything is in world coordinates, I think. Yeah. And we don't set the cursor here. What we do is we return this. Otherwise, we will return move as default. if we don't. So we're checking for if we're colliding with resource anchor points. If we collide with any of them, we convert that to the drag action. Otherwise, we move as the default. Now we need to have the apply drag action function. So this would have a bunch of stuff. Drag support is vector 232. Mouse position, I believe, is also that. Yes. No. Yes. No. That's an integer. No, that's also an integer. Okay, nice. So this is an integer. Okay. And then vector, and then drag action is drag action. All right. What's your issue? To put directories cannot contain declarations. What? Okay, 1 second, it's calling here. Okay. What's happening? Get resource anchor mouse condition the anchor point. Where am I now? Oh yeah, this is just point. Oh, except now we changed this, so this is actually s dot point. And there and there. Mouse collision rect is just rect. Okay. Now we have this, so we can do, so if the action is yeah, I'll just put this in this, everything in this function. I don't okay, apply move entity. Fine. Entity, drag, start point, mouse position. And we don't need a drag action at this point. And this is gonna be wrapped by this thing, and this is apply move entity. Oops. Alright, no drag action, and there we go. Oh, we need context. Of course we do. So let's add that. Oops. As well. What else are you complaining about? The camera. And we don't need to get that because we have it. Oh, so we don't need the or the editor or the camera. I mean, but let's see. We have grid position to entity position. Get mouse scene grid position. Oh yeah. Could we not have, we can have a convenience function for like just position to grid position or something. Position to grid position. Now this is, I guess this would be just a vector. And yeah, this is not that. This is gonna be like screen to world 2D. There we go. Oh. So now we can say position, wait, grid position, so here we do position to grid position, and we need the position is the mouse position. Wait, what the hell? Why did I do all that? I already have. I mean, okay, fine. Yeah. And now, basically, well, we don't really have this anymore. I can get rid of this and this as well. Go. Yeah, so now this is gonna be like dragging instead. Okay, and drag stop point is not used, so get rid of that. Okay. So now we have a bunch of resize things. I think what we could do is we could have like a resize action. Put you in there. Actually. And now you will be a resize, and you are a resize action now. There we go. Because now we can say apply resize. Resize entity, and we also need the drag start point. And we also have the resize action. So that's the type of resize we want to do, because if we have resize here, we get a resize action out here. And we can pass that along there. All right, now, what is going to happen? So, I believe the entities are drawn from like the center point is the center of, that's the center of the entity. So. The only thing we actually change is the width and height, which is really nice. So then we can actually say, we can sort of, I guess we could maybe map the resize action to well, actually, no, that's not true. You have to change the position anyway, because yeah, this is going to be more complex than I thought, actually. Or maybe it won't be that complex, but if, let's say you're trying to resize top left, well, then you only want to resize to the up and right or left, not like both top left and bottom right. Because that's what's going to happen if you only change the width and height. Unused function panel. Yeah. I mean, okay, let's just pick one and we'll deal with it. Let's just do the easiest first. Let's just do like top. So I think we'll do like switch on the action, and if it's the north-south, we'll do something, else we'll do nothing. There we go. And position. I mean, we could have this sort of snapping behavior if we want as well. Let's start, I guess, without it, maybe. And I will comment this out. Okay, so what do we have? The position is just mouse position. Well, that's the target. So we have to have some sort of delta, which is going to be like mouse. Well, it's mouse position minus drag start point. Okay, that's the amount of change. Then we need to translate that into like changes in width and height, and also position X and Y. So if we only care about north and south, let's say, Well, it's gonna also depend on. Yeah, this won't work. We need more types of actions actually. Because if you're grabbing the top and moving the cursor up, we're gonna increase the size. But if you're grabbing the bottom and moving up, you're gonna decrease the size. So that won't. We need more actions here. I'm just gonna say like top left, bottom left, bottom right. We're just gonna go around. Started right because that's mathematically. Now we could maybe translate it. I mean, there is some sort of equation here that you can use, which is pretty easy. You could just map these to an angle, and I use that in an equation, maybe. Well, we'll do it the dumb way first, I guess. Also, now we need to sort of map this in a better way. So this will actually be. Also, this is wrong. We need to do like dot point now. And no. Let's do like refine this. And next one we do that, and we say dot cursor. Alright, do the same thing there. Wait, why did that? And then we also need, so this is like this is top left, so this would be drag, no, resize action, and this would be resize is, well, let's not call it action just because there's less. Resize would be top left. Also, yeah, this doesn't make sense to have like resize like this. Oops. Yeah, that makes way more sense. Top left. This is top. This is top right, right, bottom right, bottom left, and okay, and now to get this, you just, yeah, well, to drag action, I guess this would be, we don't need this whole thing, we just say self.resize. There we go. Okay. Wow, so now we have like, we do top instead. So we got delta. Now the amount of change is just gonna be like the delta of y. So this would be like delta 1. So that's the amount of change that we need to worry about. And if it's, let's say, if the drag start point is larger then this is gonna be negative. So if it's negative, that means the height's gonna get, we're gonna increase the height. So let's see, entity. Oh yeah, we have scale, that's right. Scale 1 is plus equals delta y. Actually, it's like negative. So that is a start. That is a start. And now technically something should happen when we do this. Hopefully the entity won't like infinitely move away or something like that. We do need to adjust the height as well, or the position as well. So let's figure out how we will do that. And yeah, we don't need context here, I don't think. No, that's just for the. Wait, are we not calling this? Oh, apply resize. There we go. Okay, let's see now. Oh yeah, so this is like point, this anchor point, dot point. 698. Okay, get drag action only needs the point. Fine. Yeah, this is that. Six, 7, 4. Oh, yeah. There we go. 6 and 6. All right. We need to make it into a Rayleigh vector. There we go. Wait, and we also need to pass that in. Oh, vector 2. Oh yeah, float from, oh my god, float from it. 761, no field name resize top in. Oh yeah, it's just called top. There we go. 765 expected float. Okay, let's do this. Expected type, whatever. Okay. Oh, utils 107. Right. Mixed scalar. Right, so this. Okay. Let's do the X and the Y. There we go. Oh, are we done? Okay, so now we can test something else. But I think before we do that, I want to just make sure that it doesn't fly off into infinity or something like that. So where's like apply resize and yeah, so it changed the scale, which basically means it's gonna expand both up and down at a rate of half of y in each direction, of half of that delta y. So we need to adjust the position to offset the bottom expansion basically. So we need to as we're increasing height, we need to decrease height, or we need to decrease the y position by the same amount, except half there. So we're offsetting the change by half, or the change to the bottom there. You are okay. So div int to int from float. That's right. But it's kind of weird because the position now, it will lose precision. I guess it could do that anyway, but you know what? Also, it would be nice here if we could keep the original state of the entity as well. Yeah, this won't work actually. We need to keep the original state. Because this is gonna happen every frame. Next frame, we're gonna decrease again, increase again, and so on. So we actually need to not say this is not gonna be an adjustment. This is gonna be like, we're gonna calculate the new scale based on the old scale. So we need to keep track of the old scale. So how do we do that? Maybe we store it here. I mean, we have the drag start point, but we don't have... Well, maybe we can calculate based on the start point actually. How would we do that? We can calculate backwards, I guess. Well, time's up. So to do, figure it out. Yeah, but that's gonna be it. Thank you very much for watching. We got a lot of these like nice quality of life stuff going. So I really long time coming for this kind of quality of life stuff in the editor. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier to define the things that need to be resized and stuff when this is implemented, that is. But soon, we're soon there, so that's nice. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and yeah, hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you